Hey drummers, hope you're well. Just a quick fun one for you here. This is for channel member Sam, who's not been playing drums that long and has just started playing along with some songs. And she said, right, this one, Sugar by Maroon 5. It was funny enough, like this was her dream. Like when she decided to take the drums up, she thought jamming along to this song was her dream. I love that. It's great to be inspired by music, of course. As drummers, sometimes we get distracted by, you know, all the drum things that are going on, technique. I want to play these really fast hi-hat things. I want to play a triple paradiddle, and all these things are great, and I want to be able to do this and do that. Sometimes it's just basic, isn't it? Sometimes people just love music and they come to this thing, playing this instrument, like, I just dream of jamming along with this song. As it turns out, this is a perfectly good song to jam along to if you're kind of getting started on the drums, I would say. It's a little 4-bar loop, and it's nothing too crazy. If you've been playing for a little while and you've got your grooves off the ground a little bit, I think you can probably make this one work. It's based around like a classic straight eights feel. I should say it's a programmed drum part on the original, and there's nothing wrong with that. It works great. Honestly, it completely bounces along brilliantly. It's a bop. That's what the kids say. It's a bop. It's brilliant, and it sounds great. And you could do, if you're an electronic kit, recreate those sounds. I think it might be a 909 sort of snare drum sound. I haven't done that here. I've just decided to play acoustic kit sound. You could, if you're playing along on acoustic kit, of course it would sound like that. But just to say, this drum sound, I'm acknowledging the fact it is different from the original. But basically, you need a straight eights feel, so like a basic rock or pop beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and at that kind of tempo. So you do need to have played a basic groove a little bit and just got to that point with repetition and, you know, jamming along to music and playing and building it up, perhaps slow to fast to slow. Get to that point where you are comfortable sitting at that kind of tempo. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And the big thing that makes this distinctive is that the second bass drum in the bar each time is on the and of beat 2, rather than beat 3 like we're used to. You know, the first drum beat we ever learn. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and is typically bass drum on the 1 and bass drum again on the 3. Here it's bass on the 1 and bass drum again on the and of beat 2. Here it comes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 it's all the way through. It's got that little syncopated boom, but boom, gut, boom, but boom, but. Let's face it, this isn't a hugely complicated thing, like I said at the start. But if you just started playing the drums, it could be a real challenge. And it's actually just a musically, even though it's deadly simple for a lot of, if drums have been playing a while, they'd think of this as something very simple. It's beautiful, isn't it? As a simple, classic, elegant musical phrase, boom, but boom, but boom, but boom. But it just works, doesn't it? It always has, and it always will. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and if you are just near the beginning of drums like Sam, you might find it helpful, I personally would, to think about the fact that there's that second bass drum syncs up with the hi-hat straight after the snare drum. There's no hi-hats on their own, it's just 1 and 2 and in on the and of beat 2. Like I said, it's a 4-bar loop. So what I've described so far is what happens in the first 3 bars. In the 4th bar, there's one more note, and that is at the beginning, bomb, bomb, 1 and. This is in the 4th bar, 1 and on the bass drum. So I'll play you now the whole 4-bar loop. It goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's 1 bar, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's 2 bars, 1 and 2 and 3. That's the 3rd bar, and now 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You're getting that in the 4th bar, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I'll play it at a song tempo. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and here comes a different one, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's kind of it. On the original there aren't many fills and stuff. It does kind of build up a little bit. When the groove first comes in, there isn't any hi-hat at all. So you play that pattern without any hi-hat. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the 1st bar. That's the 2nd bar. That's the 3rd bar. Now boom, 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 boom. Do you get it? So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Which I can imagine maybe starting out on the drums, maybe playing it without the hi-hat in a funny way could be a bit more tricky. Depends how your brain is set up, but it could be because at least with the hi-hat playing the eighth notes, what you've got is like a reference point, haven't you? You've got a little grid to drop your notes onto. Like that, in other words, the hi-hat plays every single eighth note, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Whereas when it doesn't, the problem is there's nothing to play against. There's nothing to line those notes up with. So when it first comes in, you've got the bass and snare playing that pattern on its own, and then when the hi-hat drops, like we did earlier, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Like I said earlier, there's no fills, but it's a really nice opportunity to put in some simple drum fills, really simple things. 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3. Practice up some simple fills, have a jam, see what sort of tasteful little things you can do. Even something as simple as a big hit on beat 4 or 4 and can be great. Simple, simple, simple on this one. What I'm going to do finally now is play the 4-bar loop. I'm going to start really slow. And as ever on the channel members page, there'll be notation for this and a practice along version. So you can run it at whatever speed you want. Practice along with it. You'll hear it. You'll see the notation on the screen as it goes along. That's a fun way to learn as well. So shout out to Sam and anyone who's just starting playing the drums. I really like to, if I can, give value to people at all points in their drumming journey on this channel. So this is one for people sort of starting out and getting going. So I'm going to play the 4-bar loop now, including the hi-hat, and I'll go really slow at first and work it up a little bit. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's the first bar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's the second. Remember, there are usually 2 snare drums in each bar. 3 and 4. Now the different one. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Restart the loop. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That was the second one. Here's the third one. And 2 and 3 and 4. Now the fourth one. 1 and 2 and 3. Okay. A little bit quicker. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And 1 and 2 and 3. Here's the fourth one. 1 and 2 and... Okay, a bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we'll put in a few simple fills now, but keep playing the 4-bar loop. Here's the 4th bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3,